Everybody will sit up here and tell you to your face that Switch 2 is weak hardware. They'll tell you that it's outdated hardware. They'll tell you that it does not have the capabilities that are on par with the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles. And I just kept telling them that that is a fucking lie. It is a lie from the depths of hell. It is a lie from ignorant digital fraudery. It is a lie from the hater brigade. It is a lie from people who are just too fucking stupid to look up the technology that is in the Switch 2. That's how we're going to start this Nintendo Direct review. As you can see with that beautiful beam footage on your motherfucking screen, Resident Evil Requiem was confirmed and shown for Nintendo Switch 2. And I had to start with this one because this was really, really important to get the point across to people. There is no such thing. And I think everybody has come to that realization now, even the ignorant asinine fools that are on YouTube, that are on social media, that are on Twitter, that are on whatever else social media app there is where you see nothing but grifting and fuckery. I think people have come to the realization that the phrase "that can't run on Switch 2" is completely obsolete. I've been trying to tell people that just does not apply this time around, and I think haters are having a hard time accepting reality. And the reality is, it's very simple. Switch 2 is a powerful hybrid console, meaning that anything that is on the PS5 and anything that is on the Xbox Series and anything that is on the PC, the Switch 2 will run easily. Shout out to Capcom, though, because I think this is the most important thing that I need to say about this situation. Shout out to Capcom for taking the time to make sure they ported this game to get here on Switch 2 day and date. That's the best part about this whole situation, is that game is going to be on Switch 2 day and date. Now, the Nintendo Direct this morning started off pretty crazy. You had the Super Mario 40th anniversary, which you got Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which are HD remakes, by the way. They didn't really emphasize that, but that's what it is. Coming to Nintendo Switch. There will also be a Nintendo Switch 2 update where Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 will be 4K on the Switch 2, which is great. I think HD remaster for Mario Galaxy games are pretty great. I like that idea. Now you're looking at probably the second best announcement of this whole thing is that we finally seen more of Samus in Metroid Prime 4. And this is crazy because now we see Samus in a kind of an open world setting, riding this badass motorcycle with this badass motherfucking suit on. And then she starts fighting this flying alien here, starting doing Akira type slides and shit. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? And then we doing half pipe jumps. And then she comes out, rides his bike in the tunnel, and then jumps the fuck out of it, and bam, we're right in Metroid Prime mode. This game is insane. We already know we have psychic abilities. We already know that Psylocke has returned. We already know this game runs at 4K 60 and 1080p 120 frames per second. Every time we see something about this game, we get something new shown, a new element, and everything is still a secret. I really want to know how all this ties together into this full game. I think this game still has pieces of it that we still don't know about. And this game is looking like a certified Game of the Year contender. That shit looks fire. And then we had this. I said it so many times ago. That I believe that Fire Emblem Three Houses is the greatest Fire Emblem game ever created. And I think they finally started to listen. After the kind of drop off that we had with Fire Emblem Engage, I think they finally understood that they had a perfect formula with Fire Emblem Three Houses. And now they announced a new Fire Emblem that is taking place in the Three Houses universe, Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave. is taking place, or it looks like, on a new continent in the same universe as Fire Emblem Three Houses. The characters, the main characters of this game look phenomenal. They all look interesting. They all look like they're coming from different backgrounds. And we finally have the overworld back. That was the part of Three Houses I actually enjoyed the most, and I think it's so much potential there to be fleshed out in this new Fire Emblem game. The graphics look great. The fucking art direction is incredible. The voice acting is already incredible. We're already seeing new elements of the combat come into play as well. This is coming out in 2026 pretty soon, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be around spring, somewhere around spring, April time this game comes out, and I can't wait for this. I was expecting this. I was ready for this. Fire Emblem is my shit. It's my shit, and I'm glad it's coming back on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, we had some other things that also got announced, like the Mario Tennis Fever game. I'm not really big into Mario Tennis, but this new element of fever rackets and Mario Tennis seems pretty interesting. So I'm going to keep my eye out on that one. And that's another game that's coming out in February, very, very soon. We also seen DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is available right now for you for $20. And that's pretty epic to me. I wasn't expecting the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC this soon, and I wasn't expecting Donkey Kong Bonanza to cover DK Island, but it does. And that shit is fuego. And of course, we had a surprise, one of the 7 surprises, which is Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, coming to Nintendo Switch in February. That in itself also looks fire as hell. Then we had this one here. This one surprised me a little bit more than the first few times we've seen it, because right now what you see it on your screen is this game is running buttery motherfucking smooth. And I'm talking about Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This game looks fire as hell now. It's probably running somewhere. It looks like it's running 60 frames per second, or it might be running higher than that. I don't know. That thing looked running really silky smooth. Everything in this trailer was amazing. I'm ready to see how the imprisoning war went down. I'm ready to play with unique different characters. I like how they put some of the Zonai devices in there. It looks great. It looks like this is probably going to be the best Nintendo adaptation of a Warriors game in a very, very long time. Out of every Warriors game that has come out so far, with the Hyrule Warriors and the Fire Emblem Warriors series. But yeah, this one looks well polished, well polished. They really took their time with this, and this one is coming out on November 6th of this year. So we have November 6th is Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. October 16th is Pokemon Legends ZA. November 20th is Kirby Air Riders. And closing out the year is December 4th, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. The GOAT. The queen motherfucking bee of the gaming industry, Samus. That's a crazy way to close the year, especially going into the holiday season. And I'm not even counting the games we already have on Switch 2 right now as we speak, and also coming out later on in a couple of weeks of this month. This system has really been surprising as hell, and the game output has been crazy good as hell. So I had to bring it up to a close, obviously, to this, which is not Fire, excuse me. I'm hyped for Fire Emblem so goddamn bad. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate looks amazing. It's finally coming out January 22nd. Also, they reconfirmed for sure on social media that the whole Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy is coming to Switch 2. That means Rebirth is coming. That means Part 3 is coming. They have confirmed that fully now as official. So in all, this direct was pretty goddamn solid, I would say, for my goddamn self. Everything looks good. Everything looks like a buy, to be honest with you, to be quite honest. We are still getting surprises about games coming to Nintendo Switch 2 that people really believed it wasn't going to come, just like Resident Evil 9 Requiem, just like we had Indiana Jones and the Great Circle announced a few weeks ago. 007 First Light. You know, that's also coming out in a couple of months at the beginning of the year as well. Monster Hunter Stories 3 looks fucking phenomenal. It looks like the Pokemon game that you really wanted to see Pokemon evolve into. That shit looks fire. Right now, all I have to say to you is really one thing to everybody that's listening and watching this review for this Nintendo Direct. It is becoming abundantly clear that third parties are prioritizing the Nintendo Switch 2. They are getting their games out quick, they are getting them games out fast, and most importantly, they're getting their games out day and date. It's becoming a situation, and it's becoming very evident that Switch 2, from this day forth, looks like it's going to be the only console you will need and the only console you should buy. How did that fate turn out?